What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. So I am trying to trade live, and I was going to be showing you guys my screen when I was buying and selling tops. So I shouted this one out during pre-market. I shouted out the three stocks that I was going to be trading today. Let me go ahead and see if I can find that message. Alrighty, so here it is. I talked about the different stocks that I was going to be watching today. So I talked about CLS, DRYS, tops. I ended up jumping into MJNA, which is the marijuana stock, and to tops. We're waiting for the indication, the EMA, to show upward momentum, and I'll talk to you about kind of my whole thought process with that. I ended up stop lossing out at 1.99, and currently it's trading around 203, 204. I'm thinking about getting back in, but I'll do this recap first, and then I'll see if you can catch any of my trades live. I am trading through the Robinhood platform for tops. And I traded MJNA through my Fidelity platform. So waiting for DRS to bounce. DRS actually bounced pretty well at 172, hit highs of 181 already. So that one did well. I didn't jump in because I was too focused on MJNA and tops. And again, it's all about like kind of just focusing on. Although I say pick 2 to 3 different stocks, that could even be overwhelming depending on how experienced you are. So it pretty much goes down the list, and then I'm going to talk about tops on when I shouted it out. I said tops at 188, although it did drop to 188. I said waiting for it to cross above the EMA line, trying to be patient. And again, I was talking about the whole thing as I was going. I wanted to make sure that I could indicate upward momentum, and this is initially when I started to buy in. Once it crossed above the 191 and 192, it crossed above the EMA line, and what that means, if you guys don't know. So you can use this simple indicator, and it's called EMA or SMA, so it's the exponential or simple moving average. And I'm going to get a little bit closer just so you guys can see this blue line. And the reason I chose to catch it at the bounce at this like 190 point was because of the previous support that it had. And again, it's all about being able to identify the support or resistance, setting up a game plan, and then going for it, right? So when the market opened, it did end up hitting like nearly lows of 180. So that was a night, you can definitely buy in at that point. I wanted to make sure that I was buying in at the upward momentum. So although I bought in at a certain point, there's a couple traders that because I shutted it out, they did their own analysis and jumped in a little bit sooner, which is totally fine. But I just wanted to make sure that I could indicate upward momentum. So when I shouted this out during pre-market movers, I said the support was around 180, and it did just that, right? And again, it's just because of this old support that I identified a couple of days back, so as of yesterday. And then I was able to identify the resistance right around this $2 point. And what I mean by that is, when it bounced yesterday at 181, it hit highs of 210 and then came back down. So support, resistance. So what's expected to happen as of today? Where right now tops is trading at 203 to 202. So I did end up already selling at 1.99, but I want to talk to you guys about why I waited. Although there were a couple traders, and we talk about support and resistance, and we want to make sure that we buy in at the upward momentum. I wanted to make sure that I can minimize myself stop lossing out or catching it at the lowest point. So that's ideally what you want to do, but the bad thing about that is that if you catch it at this low point and then it just continues to drop, for those that can't day trade if they don't have over $25,000 in their Robinhood account, then that's a waste of a day trade, right? I think it might be a smarter move, and again, you guys don't have to do exactly what it is that I'm saying, but it's just something you guys can possibly try out. So what I wanted to do and kind of talk to you guys about was on the bounce, wait for it to bounce and have a solid bounce, and this EMA line, wait for it to cross above. Through my TD Ameritrade platform, which is the live platform on my phone, it actually showed the EMA line to be around 190, 191, and once it crossed above, it was showing and indicating signs of upward momentum. So with that, I jumped right in. I set up my plan, and my plan was, well, it built a new support around 190, and what I mean by that was, as soon as it crossed above, bounced, went above 190, it was holding above 190, so that was a solid support. And then as it starts going back up, it hit highs of 197, came back down, still held above that 190, so again, a good support. So I had my stop loss at 1.89, and again, I did have my stop loss very close to my buy point of 191, and a lot of you, tops actually just broke to 210. That was a solid pop. I should have, I guess, held to 11. Our traders are probably going pretty crazy. I'm sorry to interrupt, kind of like the live. So again, it's all about like setting up a game plan, identifying potential, and going for it, right? Minimizing loss, promoting growth, and let's see what people are saying. Yeah, so people just were talking about locking in their profits. How did you find tops? Well, again, it's not about like how, in a sense that I found it. It was more of, it was actually one of you guys within Technical Solutions that shouted it out. I simply added it to my watch list. I did my technical analysis and I identified the potential. And what I mean by that was, like I said, 2 days ago, it had this same trend from 190 to the 210. So again, it's just about it repeating its trends. It's nothing special that I did. I don't have any special scanners. I don't use any scanners actually. I perform a series of technical analysis, and all I do was I identify support, identify resistance, see if it plays out the same during market open, and stick to my plan, and that's really just it. So I'm happy for all those traders that were able to jump in with me. We were very very patient. We were waiting for that upward momentum, and I think we set up a really good plan. We're minimizing risk because of how close we had our stop loss set, or at least for myself. And we understood that it did have 10% potential, as you guys can see from the 185 to the 210 bounce or 212 bounce. But again, I didn't ride it all the way up. I ended up selling at $2, and the reason why was because I was following with a trailing stop loss. So what I could have done better is not have been so close to the price, the market price, which probably would have allowed me to profit a little bit more, right? An extra 10 cents for my initial sell point. But again, it's all about learning from your mistakes, seeing what you can do better, and that's really just it. Sharing best practices, and that's what I think we do so great with TechFed Solutions. It's everyone, and I believe they're really getting in the habit of even answering this question for me. There's new traders that ask, like, hey Ricky, what is it that you're trying to get into? What are you watching? And what do you recommend? And they answer the question for me because I've answered it so many times. It's I'm not here to recommend anything. I'm not here to tell you what to trade. I'm here to share my best practices, to share my mistakes, as I hope you do the same. An effort to for us as an overall group, nearly over 6,100 members now worldwide, to learn from each other's best practices, and effort to promote growth. We have a series of different styles of investors. And I think for new members to come in and really be introduced to the series of different styles of traders is really good exposure, especially since it's a free group, right? So there's a huge learning curve from very experienced traders to new traders, and it's a very welcoming group. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this live trade, since some of you have been asking me to actually kind of trade live. I'm sorry that I don't have the fancy screens when it comes to actually trading it. I trade through my phone, which is the Robinhood app, and I trade through Fidelity, which with my MacBook it doesn't offer the live platform yet. So if you guys have any recommendations on what you guys would like me to do, please feel free to let me know. And the link is provided for you down below if you would like to join the TechFed Solutions platform. So again, with all 5 different platforms that we have available, we have a little bit over 6,100 members. So I'd love to be a part of your success. And if you'd like to join our group chat platform, which is the main part of our group, feel free to, the links are all provided for you right here. And that's really just it, guys. Thank you guys again so much. If you guys can like and subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys all had an amazing week, and let's make sure that we end this year on a green note. Take care, guys. Baby, don't you let it go to waste.